Okay, to start with this assignment, we're going to need some dowel rods, and then you also need something for a template, whether it's a circle or a square. You can create your own template. It doesn't have to be one of those two things. The only requirement is that template must be at least 6 inches wide in one direction and at least 4 inches in the other direction. Okay, so figure out what your template size is, and then you're going to need dowel rods and a sheet and a rolling pin, and a spray bottle would be handy, but that's not necessary. Make sure that you are using a cloth board to do this, and really before you start on the cloth board you should mist it with some water to get it a little bit damp. This just keeps it from the clay from drying out really quick, and also keeps it from sticking as well. If you get it too wet, it will stick, so please again just mist it, don't soak it. So then you're going to need to get some clay, and you can take your wire in your tray, or you can use the wire cutter and get a decent amount. And then remember, close back up your other clay. And then what I like to do is slam it down. And this way it kind of flattens it a little bit beforehand. And then take that template that you're going to use after you slam it and make sure that it's somewhat wide enough. And then set your dowel rods at least wider than what you need for the template. Then remember, we put the sheet over the top of it, and then we roll it out. Put some really hard pressure on it. I like to roll it out one way, and then I like to flip it over and roll it out the other way. Again, you can check with your template if you need to. Make sure that you're getting enough clay. And then roll it out until you know and kind of hear and feel it hit the dowel rods. You can kind of see marks on the sheet when it hits the dowel rods. Now remember, before you start cutting, you want to pull that slab off, make sure it's not sticking to your cloth board. Then you can stick your template on there and start cutting around the edges. Remember to have your knife straight up and down, and take your time as you cut around there, because you do want this as precise as possible. And then you can take off your extra pieces and put those back in your bag. Just remember, if you are using a circle lid for a template, do not take the lid and press it down thinking it'll make the marks. It will, but the clay will stick inside the lid, so don't do that. Once you are done with all your pieces, remember to put them back in your bag and close your bag, and then remember to kind of push them all into the one block, okay, and make sure that bag stays shut. After you get it rolled out, you then need to get a whole section of newspaper, and then you're going to put the slab in between the whole section, like 6 pages in between. Once you do that, you're going to find 2 boards where the rolling pins are, 2 flat boards, and then put the slab in between the 2 boards. This will help keep it flat. The newspaper absorbs the moisture out of the clay to kind of get it to that leather hard stage. So we want the newspaper to soak up the dampness, and then we want the boards to keep it flat so it doesn't curl. After you do that, you are going to get a plastic sack. You can use the same one that you used before for your plate, and then you are going to put the plastic sack around your 2 boards and make sure it is shut. Leave it in there for about a day to let it dry out.